think Kelly and I approach travel kind of as adventurers. You know, we're looking for something new, something different, maybe something that will challenge, some kind of belief or bias that we may have in our thinking. And although I think without a doubt, Kelly and I are both incurably curious and fascinated by any new adventure, particularly that with a component of the unknown. But that's the wonderful thing about travel, is how so quickly it unravels any preconceptions or biases you may have. And you come away with a new sense of knowing something that you had never realized before. And I'll say this about New York City, it definitely achieved all of those goals. All right, so right here on the corner of Liberty and Greenwich is the 9/11 memorial. We're headed over there now. And just behind that is the new One World Trade Center. It's kind of hard to describe what it feels like being here. You know, you're looking at a place where some rather horrific history took place. Yet it's something that you definitely want to see. You just want to be a part of it. That's quite amazing, really. So this is right over there. You can see it, OHaras. We're going to be going there later, right over in this corner here. And then this church here.
Photo video bomb.
Kelly's video bombing she's video bombing my video. That's all right, honey. You're pretty enough to pull it off. But this church here, which I forget the name of it, I'll look for that and put it in the video. This was totally destroyed when I think it was the South Tower collapsed, which makes sense because the South Tower is literally right here. All right, so hold on, I'm getting there. So what do you do when you have a trip planned for Hawaii and then you go outside and you come back about an hour later and now you're going to New York City? Yeah, how do you handle that situation? For that, I'm going to refer that to Kelly.
You handle it by coming to the 911 memorial and going to OHaras for lunch and doing just a whole bunch of cool New York things and going to Philly and Delaware and a really nice Airbnb in Jersey and just have fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly summarized what I was thinking. What do you do with it? You make the best of it. And because we're in New York City, making the best of it's not going to be too difficult at all. So I think this is going to be a phenomenal trip. We're going to start off over here at the memorial. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but definitely something we want to see. All right, just a few moments in, and it's a beautiful memorial, but we're reminded just how senseless uncontrolled hate really is. So, all right, we're going to continue on. I certainly wanted to see this. There's a really interesting story here. This is a pear tree that was shared by both towers. The people that worked here would go outside and enjoy the shade and have their lunches or whatever under this tree. And they found it at the bottom of the wreckage of the Twin Towers when they were clearing everything out. And it was in pretty bad shape. It was burned, pretty gnarled up. But they were able to, they saw some signs of life, so they removed the tree and replanted it somewhere in the Bronx, in a park in the Bronx, kind of nursed it back to health. And once it showed some good signs of life and they knew it was safe to move, they brought it here as part of the memorial. So what a story! What a story this tree could tell. And we're here waiting for the tour to start. The museum tour, I should say. This should be interesting. The last photo of the Twin Towers, taken on 8:30 the morning of the terrorist attacks. We're going to walk through what they're calling the soundscape.
Yeah, you can see those tremendous wall of smoke just streaming across the sky. They showed the second plane live crashing into the second tower. 15 floors in the second house.
And basically it's just stories of survivors who are sharing their experiences during 9/11. This is an original retaining wall against the waters of the Hudson River. And this is all part of South Tower. And then this column here is actually a center column for South Tower as well. It was the last item removed from when they cleaned up the World Trade Center site. These are missing persons posters that were put up when the towers collapsed. And this was what they call the survivor stairs. It was one of the few safe pathways to get out of the Twin Towers, and it's pretty tore up. They're estimated several thousand people use these to get out of the towers as they were collapsing. We are now at what they're calling bedrock level of Manhattan, which basically means we're 7 floors below ground level. This is a remnant of a 300-foot tower, or a 300-foot radio column that was on top of the North Tower. And they're saying this is maybe 5% of the original tower. And this is actually one of 90 elevator motors. There were 11 firefighters were on ladder 3, or truck 3, and they actually made it to the North Tower, and I guess they were up on the 35th floor when it collapsed, and it actually killed all 11 of the firefighters. All the damage you see here is what happened to ladder 3 when the North Tower collapsed. So the damage you see right there in the center of the screen, that was caused by debris that actually came through the opposite wall of the North Tower when the plane impacted it, and falling to the ground below. These squares you see here, this is actually the remains of the beams that actually supported the Twin Towers. And this center panel here, this is the original retaining wall of the World Trade Center. And this actually survived. They were worried about this collapsing, but it actually survived when the towers collapsed, which is good because they said if this would have breached, the water of the Hudson River would have flooded this whole basement area, basically making the recovery impossible. Alright, this is the original center column of the North Tower, and during the rescue, the fire department, Port Authority, police department, various responders, when they were looking for their fallen brothers, they would use this as a landmark. And because of where this is located, they knew where to resume their search as they took their shifts during the rescue. And what you see there, Port Authority 37, that's 37 police officers lost their life. Fire Department of New York, FDNY 343. Yeah. And these are the different squads and how many people they lost. And I did mention earlier, but this was the last column removed during the recovery. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Oh, I love it. That one hits a little close to home. These are the what remains of the columns of the tower, and when the workers cut them down, they left them this high here because when families would come down in remembrance of their loved ones, they would actually have get-togethers here along the columns. Oh wow! Photos of the rescue efforts. Wow, still some of the original rock and concrete. And this, of course, these are the scenes we saw on TV every night. Something I wanted to point out is like these are where this is a corner of the North Tower. In fact, look at that column there, and what they've done here at the museum. This is so awesome. They've actually, directly above those original columns, they've built this new exterior just to show you what it would have looked like. They've done an excellent job here. Just a phenomenal job. And I would highly recommend take the guided tour. It's so worth it. You get so much more information out of this.
Was the crackling of the fires and the pass alarms that were going off from the firefighters. It's just a really shrill sound, and that means that a firefighter is down in trouble and he's motionless, and this means to come and help him. All you heard with these pass alarms.
Here's the American flag recovered from the debris field. I remember seeing that photo too. we've come back outside, and yeah, that's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. We're now at the decided where the second tower stood, and I'm not even sure what to even say anymore. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. All right. Thoughts after that?
Very heavy. Glad that I came to see it, but it's one of those things where it's a one and done. It's so heavy, I don't need to come back again. Learned a lot. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of echo that I knew it was going to be something I come to once in my life, and then done. It's a beautiful memorial for all those that passed, but also for those that survived. But at the same time, it weighs heavy on you that humankind can be so cruel. But anyway, but let's leave it with it's a beautiful memorial.
Beautiful.
And now we're going to go to another area that's also part of history. Well, anyway, let's head over there. I was going to explain what it is. Let's just go see it.
Can we please go see it?
Let's go see it.
Please.
Because there's food involved.
Yeah, and I'm hungry.
Hello. Today visiting the Twin Towers. It was very emotional. Learned a lot about the history of the Twin Towers. The thing that gets me the most is people lost their family members. And we went into the one room called September 11th, and after I heard 2 phone calls from people that didn't know if they would see their family, I had to walk out. And so that's left me to say to you all, when you have a chance to reach out to your family, call them, just say hello, say something, because you never know when one or the other may make that phone call. Be grateful. And Kelly and Ron, thank you for this experience, because I probably would have never experienced it if it hadn't been for you two. So, yeah.
So to put it in perspective, here's where the North Tower was. Here's the church that was destroyed. And then let's spin around this way. Where we're headed next is OHaras, which was just a very, very popular hangout for people that worked in the Twin Towers, but also police and fire. And it basically was destroyed. At least they're still not using the upstairs, but yeah, it was basically destroyed and shut down for about a year for repairs. And now it's reopened, of course, and of course now popular with tourists like us. But so that was a popular hangout for a lot of people that worked in the Twin Towers. And we're going to see something pretty amazing on the walls here, and I'm going to give my own little contribution to that. Oh. This is an iconic New York City sign right here. Just in case you were thinking about it, don't do it. All right, let's go see some more history and get some food. They're serious about you not coming this way. This right here, man. And every wall in this restaurant, I should say pub, is covered. These patches from not just all over the country, but all over the world. And I got my engineer's patch up here now. Proud to represent. And then a few here, Stockton Concord, not so far from home. Yeah, that's, wow. Look at it. There's OHaras at the time of 9/11. And that's the front of OHaras at the time after the North Tower collapsed, so extensive damage. Salinas, again, not Oakland, not so far from home. It seems to be the wall from California. Way to represent, boys, way to represent. But there it is, you saw the photos as we walked up, that's what it looked like on 9/11. Alright, let's go try out some food. Alright, right, share this one for my brother, the Cal Fire patch. No, I'm gonna put it in the video. This is amazing. I just thought it was like 2 or 3 walls, man. It's the whole restaurant, or I should say pub.
One on the ceiling over there.
Kings County, a little south of us there.
Okay, here we are at OHaras, and Ron is putting his engineer badge on the wall to represent the 13 engineers that died on 9/11. That's right, representing.
All right, OHaras.
OHaras, the food was good, first of all. Let me say that. But the badges, out of respect of all those that lost their life on 9/11, was, it was like, wow. I mean, they're not just from 50 states in the U.S., but from other countries. It was just amazing, and it was so crowded. I'd go again.
Yeah, thinking that, I thought it was 1 or 2 walls from the pictures. I mean, the entire pub was covered, even the ceiling. And that just shows a lot of respect. Talking to the owner was interesting. Oh, these two met the owner. Got
a picture.
Got some free shots of really good whiskey.
Really good whiskey.
Because they just charmed him. He was a nice elderly Irish guy, a guy from Ireland. But anyway, talking to him, he said that it's changed a lot. The clientele, it's a lot busier now. He said that about 10, 11 o'clock on a Friday night, prior to 9/11, it would just be shut down. Now he said it's 24/7, and it's hopping. It was slammed. So a different clientele. I didn't ask him if he enjoyed it more or not, but a very busy place, and it was a hangout for a lot of the people working in the Twin Towers. That's why on Friday night it was shut down. So anyway, just another neat little piece of history. Definitely wanted to see that. I kind of came across that by accident, and so glad I did. That was a great experience. So anyway, off we go. Rachelle,
And my chicken sandwich was delicious, delicious. And how ironic, the table that we sat at had badges from California, different parts of California, and very close to Merced.
Yeah.
So it's like we were being honored without even knowing we were being honored. So
yeah.
it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, California was definitely, like Rachelle's saying, California was definitely very well represented in there.
But wait, I have to tell you guys this. We are in Manhattan.
In New York City.
Manhattan, y'all.
Yeah, Manhattan in New York.
And we really weren't even aware of that until we would come to see the Twin Tower Memorial. So kind of a nice little fun fact there. So all right, we're gonna wander around town a little bit more tonight before we wrap it up. So all right.
Peace.
I guess no visit to New York City would be complete without a visit to the New York Stock Exchange. Wow, look at that. Yeah, wow, and it is entirely fenced off. Now that's something I didn't know about the stock exchange. That, wow, you got to share your credentials just to get to the front door.
Yeah, here I am.
Not,
I was looking.
yeah,
how do I get in there so I can take a picture of the steps?
not just to get in the front door, but to get to the front door.
Yeah.
All right, and here is the front door of the New York Stock Exchange. Wow. Quite impressive, man. It's a lot of building. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we will. Trying to figure out what this means here, and we're thinking it basically means that as a young child looking up with aspirations and big dreams. Yeah. Hopefully that's what it means. And even if not, that's a great story. And one block, or maybe 2 blocks south of, or down, 2 blocks down from where we were. And it looks entirely different down here. All right, I'm going to end it for day 1. I started out somber, interesting, curious. What other word comes to mind?
Enlightening.
Enlightening, for sure. Yeah, we learned a lot more than what we ever knew before. But just to kind of stand on the ground zero, that was a great, but also very somber experience. So anyway, we're going to call it a wrap. This is day 1. We're done. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Got a little something kind of unique for tomorrow. All right. See you then. Okay, I'm not quite done. I got to show you this real quick.